Winchester, Virginia. It's the oldest town in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Stonewall Jackson wanted to move here after the war. I hadn't intended on coming here. I was actually on my way to Robert E. Lee's tomb, but I found out it's been closed and will be closed for months. So on my way up to Gettysburg, I saw a sign for Stonewall Jackson's headquarters. So I made an exit and started to explore the town. And that's when I came upon the Winchester Courthouse. The courthouse was built in 1840, and it was used as a hospital and a prison for both Union and Confederate soldiers. Winchester is full of history and a very cool place to visit. It changed hands on record 72 times during the war. The most fascinating part of this place is that there's graffiti left on the walls by both Union and Confederate men that were here either as prisoners or as patients, or maybe both. They've been preserved behind little plaques like this one. It's called the Yankee Doodle, they call it. It's graffiti from a Southern soldier. It's supposed to show a Northern soldier in a demeaning way, looking like a horse or a mule, wearing women's clothing. And you notice he's holding the rifle straight up with the bayonet fixed. So he was probably drawing a guard who was standing outside the window. And next to the doodle appears the word Yank. George Washington lived in Winchester. He had his office here and a headquarters. Look at all these people who are from Winchester. Daniel Morgan, Patsy Cline, George Cook. Many residents of Winchester went off to fight in the war, including this young man right here. During the First Battle of Winchester, his mother was serving food to all the troops, and one of the troops said, "I think your son's been shot." She said to bring him to her. He had been shot through the neck and was already dead. His mother told them to lay him in his room, because that's where he was born, and that's where he will lie. The Southern women of Winchester were tough as nails and did everything they could to help in the Southern cause. This lady, she survived the war, and her dress has been preserved right here in the museum. One of the things that's cool about this place is they've got a little setup over here which shows what camp was like. Let's go check it out. One thing that I've always found interesting about the war is that on the night Lincoln was shot, they looked through his wallet, and in the contents of his wallet was a $5 Confederate note. I've always wondered if that's how he ended up on the current 5 we have today. 15-year-old Henry Powell enlisted at the age of 15 in the Union Army under the name Henry A. Jones. He was arrested for desertion, and he was in this place as a prisoner and as a patient. We're not sure at which point he left his mark in history here. He survived the war, but died young of alcoholism. Check this out, gang. It's a bulletproof vest from the Civil War era. I've never seen that before. I'm gonna read it to you. To Jeff Davis, may he sit afloat on a boat without a compass or a rudder. Then, that any contents be swallowed by a shark. That shark by a whale, the whale in the devil's body. The devil in hell, the gates locked, the key lost. And further, may he be put in a northwest corner with a southeast wind, blowing ashes in his eyes for all eternity. And what's interesting is they don't know if a Union soldier wrote that or a Confederate. But he was real mad about it because he carved it deep in there, and you can still see it today. This is called a Sylvie stove, and they would put this cone over the fire and it would produce heat in a circle so all the men could gather around. Here is a drum that has all the battles it was used at written on the inside. So John Brown commissioned 964 of these pikes to arm the slaves with on his raid on Harper's Ferry, and this is one of them. So it's kind of hard to make out, guys, but on this bullet here it says "To Old Abe." It's carved on the bullet by a Confederate soldier from the 13th Mississippi. What's up, gang? Thanks for checking out the video. Winchester's a super cool place. I got a few more things in Winchester to show you, but we're gonna take a quick detour up to Gettysburg because it is that time of year, so stay tuned. I got a little series coming up for that. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys so much. I love hearing what you guys have to say, what you think. It really helps me out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.